Welcome back to Gray is Gorgeous. If you're new to my channel, welcome. Today we're going to be putting on some more makeup once again. Here we are. COVID day. I don't know what day it is, how long we've been in this situation. I haven't counted really. It's been going by really fast actually. Alright, so I'm putting on my Olay lotion, and I'd be happy to report to you that I found a YouTuber who is a dermatologist who agrees with me that you don't need eye cream. So I use this as my under eye cream, and her reasoning is on it is when you use an eye cream, a lot of times it has the same ingredients in it that your lotion does. So when you put your lotion on, you put it up underneath your eyes, and there's no need to put any on top. Now I like to put a little bit of lotion on top of my lids because they're dry, and I think it helps my makeup to go on better. So I do a little bit. You have to be careful not to get this in your eye, of course, but it seems to work okay. And so it was nice to see that a doctor, a dermatologist, actually said the same thing, that you don't need to buy expensive eye cream. So you just bring your hyaluronic acid creams or whatever right up to your eye, and you put them on up to here anyway, and you don't need anything on top. If you do want to nourish your lid area, you can do that with the Olay Original, or with, you don't need to do anything with an SPF or anything like that, or maybe the Eucerin regular hand and body lotion. I find this works quite well. So this does do double duty for me, and I think I had it on one of my videos, that it acts as an eye cream and it moisturizes. I also use it on my neck and décolleté area, and it works quite nicely, and it's really inexpensive. So it lasts a long time, and I just love the fragrance. I love how it hydrates. It doesn't just sit on the surface. It goes really into the skin. You can feel it go into the skin, and it just is such a great product. And I know it's been on the market for a long time, but there are reasons why. There are reasons why it has. All right, so today we're going to do our eyebrows with our Stila in medium. So I have my hair back in his clip. I'm just going to dry this area now that I put a lot of lotion on it. I just want to dry where I'm going to put my brow stuff so that it stays on good. So I'm going to put this on, and I will be right back. Okay, I'm trying to get even application. I hope that's straight enough. Sometimes when I do my brows, I get them like right on point, and sometimes when I do them, they're a bit crooked. So yeah, you kind of do what you can, right? All right, I'm looking for my spoolie, because unfortunately the Stila does not have a spoolie on it. So that is one way they can improve this product, is to put a spoolie on it. All right, so that looks good enough. Good enough for today. All right, now let us decide what we're doing today. All right, I am going to talk about the Covergirl. Okay, you can hear me tinkering around over here. I can't see things, but I feel for them. Okay, so here is the Covergirl Simply Ageless Instant Fix Concealer. And this is different than the other one, which I showed you, which is the Covergirl. Okay, and I'm tinkering once again. Oh, where are you? The Covergirl It's Lit. I should turn this thing around so I can see what I'm doing. There it is. All right. The Covergirl It's Lit, which I love. look at the color difference. These are both light colors, but you'll notice that the CoverGirl Simply Ageless Instant Fix is a little bit more yellow. And the reason for that is that I believe this product was designed to cancel out dark circles, where this product, its lit is designed to give you coverage, conceal, and brighten and kind of tighten a little bit. And this one's more about the coverage. Now, one thing I'd like to tell you about this, it does have the sponge applicator, and you wind up and it comes through the hole on the top there. One thing I would like to tell you about this that may be helpful for you, that's kind of the thickness on it. So it can be, it's good coverage, but it seems thinner to me than, well, let's see. Seems thinner than the Maybelline Fit Me. Let's see. Here's the Fit Me. Yeah, let's put some more of this on. There we go. So there's the Instant Fix, and here's the Fit Me. Now watch how this rubs in. See what good coverage you get there? We'll see how this rubs in. Okay, so that's the difference there. And I know they're different colors, so it's really hard to see, but the CoverGirl Instant Fix disappears a lot easier. It doesn't stay heavy once you work it into the skin. So that's something you should know about it, although it looked pretty thick and creamy when I put it on. So I don't have a lot of discoloration under here, but this product is for those with more discoloration because it has more yellow in it than the other product. And let me show you that up close so you can see what that looks like. I will put some here. Let's wipe that off. Okay. So there's that color. And then I'm going to show you the CoverGirl. Both of these, I think, are the lightest of those, of the types. See what color difference? See how this one has more yellow in it? This one's more ivory, so to speak. So I think that yellow helps to cancel out. So that's the difference between these two, is the shade range is a bit different, and I believe, and I'm guessing here, I don't know for sure, that the reason that is because this one is a color correction. And sometimes yellow is used to color correct a little bit. Now, I have a lot of yellow in my skin, so that's not the best option for me, as I found out. But it gives you light coverage. And the color is the thing that's supposed to cause the correction rather than the coverage. So if you have dark circles, there's two ways you can go about it. You can color correct with a mint green or a yellow or some other type of a pigment, or you can cover it. And both do different things, or you can do both. You can color correct and then cover if you'd like. In that case, if you're going to color correct and then cover, I would go with the Yawa concealer or the Maybelline Fit Me and put it over a color corrector, which would be, you know, mint green or something like that. They have color correctors for that. So if you have really super, super dark circles, you might want to color correct first and then put the color over it, and that will help you get both the things. To get the same thing in one product is kind of difficult, but here's the coverage on this one. And all opinions here are my opinions, by the way. It doesn't, if you don't apply a whole lot of it, it doesn't seem to settle in down here as easy. So, and again, I use that term settle in pretty loosely because all makeup has potential to settle into fine lines and wrinkles depending on your skin type and how much you have going on there. So I personally don't care for this product, to be honest with you. I'll just be straight up. I don't like it as well as the It's Lit. I don't like it as well as the Yawa. I don't like it as well as the Maybelline Fit Me. And it's a lighter application. So if you're just looking for a very light correction and you don't want to put a ton of concealer on, then it would be okay for you. And this one I purchased at Big Lots for like $2.90, I think. So you might want to check there too. I did, I think they still have it at Walgreens, so it's not a discontinued product. It's okay, but it's not my favorite. So we're going to set with the Essence Contouring Palette here. This is the light color. And as you can see, I am working my way through that pan quite rapidly. But I do like this Essence Contour Palette. I think this darker color makes a fantastic bronzer that's not shimmery. All right, got that all set. What to do for, okay, I have scaled back the amount of products I have in my thing over here, in my makeup caddy. I have scaled back to my very, very favorite palettes. And so I don't have a lot here. I have a few palettes. I hope you like that video that I did with the Dollar Tree palette. Still in love with that color. I have the Nude Awakenings palette, which is one of my favorites too. And the e.l.f. Rose Gold palette, which I love as well. I think these are all just very staple go-to palettes. But I'm feeling like I want to go a little blue today. Not intensely so, but slightly. So I am going to let's see, we're going to have to find a good gray to put on though. I'm going to use this Ulta color, this color here. It's a blue, like an icy blue. And let me get you the color here. It is called Watercolor. That's the color. It's a single shadow. I love these single shadows. You can pop the pans on these quite easily. They have a little divot here on the side. So these pans are magnetic and you can just remove them like that and create your own palette. I do like the Ulta. I think these are fine. They work great. You want to try to get them if you want to try this brand. Try to get it when they have the 2-for-1 sale so you can get a lot of them. But I do like these singles. The only thing I don't like about their eyeshadows is if they are past the expiration date, they don't work well at all. That's the only thing I noticed. So you got to watch it with the expiration date on those. All right, so I'm going to go in with a blue color, but I want to mix that blue color with another color. So let's see, what palette should we pull from, since we're going to have to marry that up with something else. Well, I'll be right back just a second. All right, I've decided. So we're going to take this little Ulta blue color and we're going to put that on the lid, but we're going to use our Wet n Wild. This is so dirty, I'm trying to wipe it off. This is the Wet n Wild Nude Awakenings palette, and we're going to use this transition shade up here. It's a nice camel color, and we're going to go ahead and go in on the crease with that one. And I'm going to use the e.l.f. crease, not e.l.f., the Wet n Wild crease brush. I'm just going to rocker arm that caramel color in there. This is a new combination for me. I have never tried this before. So we'll see what we get here. We'll see if we like it. I'll see if you like it and see if it works for us. Might as well get creative. All right, there. So we have the caramel color going in. And then we're going to place this blue, this nice, pretty, icy blue. So to do that, we're going to need a placing brush. Placing brush, to me, because I'm not a professional, but I call this a placing brush, is something that is flat-headed like that. So it's tapered, but it's flat. It could be square if you want it to. You could use the e.l.f. liner brush if you'd like to. And I'm just going to go in and I'm going to pat place this color right on the lid. And I'm going to go full lid with this, which I don't normally do, meaning I'm going to cover the whole area of the lid. So that's what it looks like. It's pretty. Again, we're experimenting here. We're getting a little bit creative in our stay in place. Kind of like artwork. And this is the time to try new things, you know. Try new things. Evaluate. Maybe you get some really great looks that you'll like and you'll stick with. And I like to put on makeup. It relaxes me. So it is kind of like painting or doing artwork. I didn't tap my brush, so I got a little bit of overspill there. I'm not tapping like I should. I like that. Blue and tan. It's kind of interesting. All right, and then we're going to take this lighter shade. These are both mattes. And I'm going to go in with my Real Techniques brush here, this one, which is, I noticed this the other day. I haven't been telling you which one this is, other than it's Real Techniques. But it is the shading brush. So it's a little bit of flat head there. Just going to go in. Don't forget to tap, Tanja. Step underneath the brow bone as we normally do. Okay. Then I'm going to go back with my crease brush. And I'm just going to go where the blue meets the brown, and I'm just going to blend those. I'm not adding any more color to the brush. Just going in there, and I'm blending those two together so that there's not a line. I have no intention on doing what's called a cut crease, where you have a definite stop of one color. I want to do a little bit of a what I like to call a bleed or a fade out of that camel color right into that blue, where it kind of just goes right camel right into the blue. And it's going to tone down the blue a little bit, but it's just going to make it look a little more finished. There. See how that toned that down a lot? So the blue is not like this intensely icy blue. Remember that icy blue? Was that in the 70s? That was really popular, where they put the icy blue all over their lid. But I like this look. I'm loving this. All right. And then we're going to go in with a liner. Not liner, but we're going to use our Nude Awakenings palette to line as well. And now we're going to pull out my favorite brush, which I recently deemed as one of my favorites, and that's the e.l.f. liner brush. And we're going to line. Now, I can line with the black that's down here, or let's do that. It's just different. Let's go into the black color here. Now, when you use black as a liner, you really have to tap it off because you will get smearage and it will be hard to get off. So I am really taking it down off the brush. So what's going to happen when I do that, when I do a lot of tapping, is it's going to bring down the intensity of the black. The black is going to turn into a very dark smoke gray, which you're going to see here in a minute. But I don't have any fallout, which is what I want. If you use shadow, black shadow as liner, you really have to tap. If you do not, you will end up with black all down here, and then you will have to go for a major cleanup. So that's what it looks like. With it. So it just adds a little definition to the eye. See that? That's all we're going for here. We're not going for an intense black line at all. Subtle. Less is more. Less is more. Okay. There, looks good. All right, that's the look for today. We mixed it up a little bit. We used a little bit different. So if you have this color, if you don't have an icy blue, there is actually, if you have this Plums palette that I showed you, this LA Color Plums palette, there is a color in here, this one here, which is very similar. Also, one of the LA Colors Day to Night palettes has a color that's similar in there too. But if you don't, you could potentially take the Dollar Tree one that I showed you and use one of these teals. It's going to be much darker, but it might work if you like this color combination, which I do. I think it's interesting. It's a little different than normal, but I like it. I think it works. So I'm just going to clean up the edges here with my wipes from the Dollar Tree. Clean up any excess. I'm trying not to open my mouth when I do that on camera. Escaping mouth. It's funny how you always want to open your mouth. Oh, it's funny. These are things you see when you edit your own films. Then you go, oh, I see, I'm opening my mouth. Not something that you would think about necessarily. All right, so that is the look. And now we're going to go in with our Covergirl Matte Made, and that is because it is mask proof. A mask approved. Flocked sponge. 3M mask approved. You guys know I cut my hair more after that video. I took off another full inch of hair off the bottom. I was just like ready. I think initially I was thinking about going shorter. I mean, this is short hair now. Now I have short hair, not shoulder length hair. But I was thinking about going back to that old hairstyle that I had, not in the very beginning of my video, but somewhere there in the middle. I love that hairstyle. I created that hairstyle myself not something I went and got my hair cut. I created that one myself just based on my features and what kind of looked good with my face shape and everything. And I like it. But I'm not ready for that yet. So I'm not ready to put that, because those layers are real short in that haircut. But I'm not ready to go back there because it's a lot of grow out if I want it to grow it long again, you know, or shoulder length, not long, but just shoulder length. Takes a long time for that to... So, yeah, so I brought it up another full inch, which is quite a bit actually. So now it's shorter, but I left the layers where they were. So they start about here now. They're not up at my cheek anymore. They start here because I brought the bottom up, but it looks good. And then I had to chisel out the sides. See how the sides go under better? Because what happened when I took off that extra inch, it started to look like the Dutch boy. You know, the Dutch boy paint where the hair, you know, on the packaging, or not packaging, but the label on the Dutch boy paint, and the hair is kind of waxed straight across on the bottom. I don't like that look, so I had to chisel this. Maybe at some point I'll do a video on how to chisel out, chisel your bob so that it lays nice like this and it doesn't just go like a broomstick, you know, straight across. That's a whole technique in itself. I call it chiseling because you're kind of going down at an angle like this, and you're cutting into here, and then so it lays nicer, so it doesn't stick straight. Because that can age you. Just FYI, if you have a bob and you get it cut chin length here, and it comes down and it's just straight, like butcher straight across, and there's like no movement at all, it can age you a bit. The line is a bit too harsh, and it can appear to look aging. I don't think that would do that on everyone, but on some people it does that, where it's too finite and it's too angular, and it can draw attention to flaws and stuff. So you want movement, motion, tapering. That's a good word. You want it to be tapered. All right, so there, we got that on. And am I going for powder today? No powder today. And let's go for blush. What blush should we do with this camel blue look? What would look good? All right, sometimes it helps just to hold them up in the mirror. Go more peachy, more pinky, more rusty, more, no peach. More neutral, I'm thinking today. Which ones look better? Which one? I'm thinking this one. All right, what color is this? Let's see what color I picked. This is the Natural Shimmer. It's a good neutral. All right, so we're going in with the Natural Shimmer. pH Cosmetic brush. Use whatever work. Pat Place. Okay, I'm going to try to blend this out a little bit with just a powder brush. I want it more subtle today. All right, good. And then we're going to go in with our mascara, which we're still loving the Bambi Eye, L'Oreal Bambi Eye in brown. And this formula is getting thicker. I'm noticing it's thickening up a little bit, which is fine with me. So it's giving me a bit more volume than it did on my first week having it. It does separate really, really good. And the rubber head on it makes you feel like you have much more control than you do with the Covergirl Exhibitionist. I think I got a flash on there. I like this blue with this brown. I like that look. So I am thinking about going back to shadow singles. I love the Sephora ones, and I like the Ulta ones as well, because the palettes are getting too big. I mean, I think, and this is just my opinion, I will have to do some research on it, but I think the reason we got into palettes, like eyeshadow palettes, like the big honkers, is because that's what makeup artists use. They have this huge array of colors because they do makeup for weddings and everybody, they put different things on everybody. And so they have these big palettes, but I don't necessarily think that is great for like the at-home person. Um, I just look at some of these palettes and they're just so big. And although I showed one on my channel that I got at Burlington, and I love that because it was like almost all mattes, all 96 colors. But I'm thinking about breaking that palette down and taking the colors out of it that I absolutely love and condensing that palette and making it smaller so that it's more usable. Because, the funny thing about that big palette, and you're going to laugh on this one, I hope you do get a chuckle out of it, is you use a color on it and then you forgot where the color came from. Like you'll use one and you'll put it on, then you go, oh, and then you go back to like reapply. And you can't find the same color that you used before because you have 96 colors you're looking at. And they all kind of like, have a similar color hues. And you're like, well, wait a minute. Was it the darker plum that I dipped into just a minute ago? Was it the lighter plum? You actually get lost. That palette you get lost in. So, who knew? I didn't know that when I bought it. I was just excited to score 96 colors that were all pretty much matte, so, and they were all very realistic colors that could be worn on the daily. I had no idea that I would lose the color that I was applying on my face by virtue of the fact that there are so many. So that's just funny. I just think that's so funny. Anyway. All right, so EOS lip balm. Not putting any lipstick on again today because I'm going to go out and I need to wear my mask outside, so we're not doing that. It just rubs off on the inside of the mask. So here we go. Here is the ice blue with the camel, and I am liking it. What do you guys think? I think this look would look good on those of you out there with brown eyes. I think it would also go good with green and blue eyes as well. So, yeah, so there's the look there. I think it's good. It's subtle, even though it's that icy blue color from the 70s. It's still, you can turn it and you can do a modern spin on it and make it useful. And I like it. Oh, you know what else you could do with it? Let's do that. Let's take it underneath the eye. Let me show you what this thing can do underneath the eye. So now I'm going to go in with a smaller brush. Let's use the Morphe Smudger, this little cutie right here. Let me show you what this color does underneath. Oh, it actually is awesome underneath. So who knew? What it does is it brightens and opens up your eye. That I forgot to tell you about. So if you don't normally wear things under your eye like myself because you don't want to close your eyes down, this is one of those colors you can run on your lower lash line and it will actually open up your eye, not close it down. See that? So see how pretty that is? So that's another good use out of it. So for those of you who don't wear eyeshadow out there, you could get this little color and you could just put it all around your eye and then put your mascara on and it will look pretty as well. It'll just give it a pop. Yeah, it will just give it a pop and it will push your eyes open, which is the very well awake and rested look that we like. All right, so that's the look today. Thank you so much for watching as always. Click subscribe if you want more of my videos. Click like if you like the content, and we'll catch you next time. Bye for now.